Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is a review of Manchester United against LASK. We've won. It's 7-1 on aggregate. We're through to the Europa League quarterfinals. Ronaldo, give me your thoughts on that game today. Give me your thoughts on what we've just seen.
I can't lie, I sporadically watched it.
Did you? What were you doing? Texting?
I was basically just drifting in and out of.
Yeah.
Reviewing
I think
the
most of
game.
the players were,
Bored
to
of
be
watching
honest.
No, it was a nothing game in it from the start.
Mm.
I would have been more involved, like visually watching it, if more of the youngsters actually played as I expected, and seeing how they actually got along.
Who would you have liked to have seen?
Mengi.
From the start.
Mengi from the start. I'd be telling a lie if I said Chong because I'm not a big fan. I just kept.
What about Ethan Laird in there, maybe?
Ethan Laird, maybe.
Levitt, Garner.
Well, that's the thing.
All
Like,
of them.
the Astana game was a bit of a dead rubber, similar kind of thing when we went away. But they actually when they put that 11 out with like 9 debutants in it, and you're like, I want to watch that.
Exciting.
I want to see how they
watch it.
I want to see how they get on. I want to see that. Whereas today, it was like, I don't want to see Harry Maguire again.
Not to be negative about
I don't.
it.
Maguire's definitely walked in and said, "Ollie, play me."
I think he said,
He's
I agree
definitely
with
that
you.
guy.
He wants to
He's
play it.
that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just as a reminder, obviously, the Astana game they're talking about there, where we played a lot of youngsters in that. We did lose that game. And I know that we didn't lose 5-0 and it wouldn't have been difficult and, you know, we still would have gone through. But do you think Ole was slightly cautious to play too many youngsters, just in case we were, 2-0 down at half-time and then there's a bit of pressure on the team? Or do you just think he wanted to give some players a run out?
Yeah, but you got security then on the bench. If you're starting the young lads and you've got security on the bench to come on and then do the job if they're 2-0 down, let's have it right. Let's just give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
5-0 up in the first leg. I was surprised when I seen the team.
Yeah.
I thought Ethan Laird would have got a shot. The youngsters would have got a shot, but job's done now, innit? Job's done. You move on now. Is
Job's
it Monday
done.
the next game? Monday
The next game, against Copenhagen. We'll talk a little bit about that sort of moving forward. But let's talk about the goals first of all. LASK went ahead, Ronaldo. Nice little goal, wasn't it? It was a nice little goal. You got to give him
You would have
that.
seen I kind of fell back.
Yeah, you
What
fell
have I
into the
just seen?
table there.
Even second watch, I was like, oh, Romero should have saved that. But in the last angle, that was just an
the
absolute
curve.
finish. No back lift, no nothing, just cash.
He just walked
First
onto
touch
his
as well.
corner.
Didn't even take a touch,
exactly,
innit?
yeah.
I feel like you score them kind of goals when he's going into the game thinking,
Yeah, fuck it. Who
Old
cares?
Trafford
Joe
and
said,
five
let me
pop
just
down.
He had no
Proper
expression
relaxed
on his
a bit.
face. There was no
No.
intensity to the shot. He just passed it in the corner, didn't he?
Yeah.
Michael Carrick against Roma
Great
style.
finish.
And then, obviously, making it 1-1, we saw... Who even scored United's second goal? It was Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard.
He was
that's
being
the
sort of
Lings.
closed down from his right-hand side, wasn't he?
a massive.
I almost
flicks
thought it was an
around
own
the
goal,
corner.
Yeah, it was sort of... It had the sort of Maradona 86 kind of... Someone coming in at the last second. Nothing...
Trademark Mata pass.
I don't
by the way.
recall. I wasn't.
How good's
But
Matt?
great
He's
from...
just
Mate,
little.
it's
Mata,
technical
yeah.
genius,
But
mate.
I
If
was
you
just-
had pace... Sorry, John.
No, go on.
If you had pace, Mata, mate.
What
Seriously.
was it? 2012, 13?
Do you
for
like him,
Chelsea?
Ronaldo?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I said it at half time. I do. I'm a fan of Mata, but
Yeah.
he was slow already, and he's got slower. So it kind of.
It looks like he's running through
Yeah.
custard, doesn't it?
No, he does.
Remember, I've always thought he's played right wing or the right side for United pretty much most of his career. We've never actually played him for his
Do you know what it
period as a number 10.
In
There
the
was a
10, he's
point-
never
and
played in the 10,
There was a
really,
point
has he?
under, I think it was Louis van Gaal, where he played at number 10 a few times, and there's a couple of games where he got dispossessed in that number 10 position, and we got counted on and scored, and he pushed him out wide after that. And I think he doesn't trust his physicality in the middle when they've got sort of defensive.
He's so
midfielders
intelligent
flying
now.
through it.
So intelligent.
So
Like,
intelligent.
I was saying, he was kind of getting comparisons with. He was like him or Silva kind of thing when
Well,
he
it was
was
better
Yeah,
than
they've
Silva
always
did.
they've always
In
been like
season
that.
at
It's
Chelsea,
always been
He
like
got
that.
18 goals and 30 assists. He was better than David Silva for that season. He was the best player in the Premier
And when he
League.
gets in them pockets and it gets side on, you can really hurt
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
You've seen tonight when he's getting sliding them little passes inside the fullback,
that was the edge.
breaking
That's
lines.
the edge he always had on Silva. Everyone said Mata.
Final ball.
Not
He
final
actually
ball.
gets
David
goals and
Silva.
assists.
Well, he
It's a
gets
joke.
goals. He's a
Well,
much
there
more
was
goal
a time where
Silva's a
David
joke.
Silva didn't get a goal for about 18 months, wasn't there? Back to the goal then. Jesse Lingard, who scored the goal, we're seeing him being interviewed at the minute on BT Sport. I thought that capped off a good performance from him.
He
But then
played
he
well
went
tonight.
off a few minutes later. What do you think to that sort of...
I think it might
his
mean
game as a whole?
It might mean that he's going to get a game on Monday again.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
That might be it. I
It's
think
less of a sort of you're getting binned off and actually you're being rested.
I think so. Yeah, I think that Ollie kind of showed tonight with the team he picked that he's taking this a little bit seriously. He's not just saying this is pre-season. He's not going to send all lads on holiday. They're going to play a lot of games, but I think he's going to put a couple of players in there, like Jesse, who's going to get maybe a run of games that hasn't played. Maybe Fred and McTominay. So might be the three that plays a lot of these games. Maybe Lad Marshall and a bit more. Maybe Rashford. maybe Bruno and Pogba play the odd game, but I think those three kind of players who kind of be on the edge of things might get a full run of games, especially I think they'll play on Monday
I would
night.
personally, I was a little bit disappointed when they come off.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing well. Well, playing half decent, got a goal. That's his time where you could just play him, get his confidence up, let him express himself. That's you've seen his reaction when he come off. Obviously, you don't, like you said, you don't know whether he's got a blister or whatever. But he's clearly disappointed. Clearly disappointed. He wants to play. And listen, that's fantastic. You're coming off, you're disappointed. We've all been there, haven't we? We're like, oh, why have we come off? But you've scored a goal. Like you said, he's not had a lot of game time this season. Just play him, let him enjoy himself.
He's got annoyed because he's come off and thought, missed a couple of opportunities to stat pad there.
2 goals.
Well,
it wouldn't be stat padding, I suppose, if we won the Europa League. But we're talking there about resting players, and you were surprised. I think we're all surprised by the strength of the squad that Solskjaer put out. Looking forward to the game on Monday. We've got Copenhagen now. We know that they won the game against Istanbul before we played. How seriously do you think Solskjaer's taking this tournament? Are you kind of surprised at the quality of the players he was putting out? Pogba came on, Martial came on late on as well for Man United. He wants a trophy here, doesn't he?
I think we should go out and win it. I just thought this particular game with 5-0 up, don't need to play anyone. You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
but we only just won 2-1.
But what I will say, for the past few games, we have pretty much been like before basically the penultimate games of the Premier League season. It was pretty much the same 11 the same best 11 game in game out for the past 5 games. So I kind of see where it's coming from. We're playing a bit of the players that are on the periphery of the squad, but I still wanted to see the youngsters. I don't know. What do you think, Alex?
The no look pass over there.
The hospital pass that one.
It was.
I'm the only one here that's not drank.
I've not drank.
I've had a few, lads, I'll be honest with you.
I'd like to see Mengi from the start. That's the big miss for me, because I think that the one position
say Mengi
there,
from the start like it's Jenny from the block or something.
I'm
still Mengi from the start.
Because I think there's definitely players that should be pushing Lindelof by Maguire, and I think he could be one of them. Like the bits that I saw of him last season for the 18s, he was ridiculously
Yeah, he's a great
good.
player.
So I think that if he'd have got a run of games in this, I think he might have been pushing next season. I'd like to see Twanzebe back, but obviously he's injured as well.
I want Twanzebe back.
One quick question to lads. Obviously, they won't see it. Is that Skull's house?
It's got to be in it. Whatever?
There's still a few empty Carlsberg cans in the back from that party.
Yes,
Why are they giving him?
I know. Yeah, BT just sent him that.
Sent him that, and he's like,
Royal Mail.
That'll do, won't it?
my house is too big.
You can still see around the back.
No, all he does is serious about it. He's serious. He wants to win it. Well, like everything, you're in a cup competition. You want to win it, don't you?
Yeah. I think he needs it for his the way the fans talk about him. He's exceeded expectation by finishing third, but a trophy. There's nothing that compares to a trophy, is there? All that top four gives you is access to a different trophy. But actually winning something that's the mark of a manager.
I think also what'll hurt him the most is with the FA Cup as well. That would have stung him. So
because he was so poor.
And let's have it right. Everyone thought he was going to go on to maybe win that.
Yeah.
So that was thinking, right, disappointment, bounce back now. Let's take every game in this stride and let's just win every game.
And
you know what I mean?
The fact that it was Chelsea, Arsenal in the final. Now Chelsea have had probably similar season to us. They've had a cup run, done okay in the league for where they've come, but that was their trophy and they were kind of pushing for that. And now Arsenal have got it. Arsenal have a poor season, but they've kind of gone, look at this, this is what we've done with the season.
And the people
that would have known that they won it as well.
Silly as well, but there's people on Twitter and there's a mood around Arsenal fans that they are a much improved team and they're a team going in the right direction. A lot of that because of that trophy win, and they finished 8th, but their fans have left the season feeling happy.
Yeah. I think that's the same.
To announce, like, I'm not Fabrizio Romano.
See, Laurie Whitwell on Twitter talking about United players who have been doing a late night training session.
Keeping quiet on the matter.
Late night training session tonight. Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno, Martial, Garner with Carrick in the middle taking shots at Grant. I assume that's on the pitch at Old Trafford. Laird and Aaron Wan-Bissaka with McKenna on the wings working on crosses for the near post, and Matic running about as well. This is a team that Solskjaer, as we've seen, we've been a little bit surprised by the quality, but personally, I'm very happy that he's going for this title and going for this trophy.
And he could do a completely different 11. You've seen them players there. He could literally put another 11 out there and they could play. And that might be the case on. So he may put Pogba and Bruno in and then say, right, well, Jimmy Garner's going to be in 6 for today. Yeah. Which would be
just give him opportunities. Give the lads opportunities.
Yeah.
This is a time now where you can throw the young lads in, and let's give them opportunities, and then they get a taste, and then next year, because they talk about them lads possibly going out on loan, so there might be good little exposure for them. Go out on loan, come back in, keep pushing. But like Ronaldo said there, a bit disappointed how the young lads didn't get a sniff tonight, but job done.
We saw the second goal from Martial obviously when he came on, but moving forward to the game on Monday, Ronaldo, before we go, what are you expecting as a team? What are you expecting in terms of the performance on Monday? You think the similar kind of team, or do we think it's going to be more like a full strength side?
I'm expecting more of a predominantly strongest 11, and we're going to obviously go out to win. I think it's better. It's the same as when you go into a game that you feel like you should win when the opposition is not that great. I'm not saying that this one is, but I'm using it like a kind of analogy of you'd rather play your best team first. It's only one game actually. It's not two legs. They're not doing 2 legs anymore.
Single leg.
So it's so basically just win the game, get it out of the way. Get it out of the way early, then you can rest them.
Yeah, so start with a relatively strong team.
Start relatively strong. Try and put the game away.
And I think from what we've seen tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Pogba, who came on, Martial, who came on, both played from the start.
Well, they had an impact when they come on as well, didn't they? Well, it's understandable, isn't it, that they have an impact, but they did. Like, you look at Martial's goal, Matt, a lovely ball, great finish.
Just quality, isn't it?
No, Matt is a genius, mate. Just needs the pace, doesn't he, Ronnie?
He does
Needs the pace.
Just needs the pace.
Matt, our best touch in the Prem.
Lingard
for a while.
So read that out?
Jesse Lingard there is saying that I was enjoying the game and I felt like I could score more, but it's the manager's decision which to bring him off, obviously. When you're in the right mental state, football takes your mind away from everything. I love football. Man United's my blood, and I love playing for the club.
It's a great statement, that.
Yeah, it's a good statement. And after him, he's come out in the last week also talking about the difficulties he had off the pitch, but the difficulties his mum's had off the pitch with mental health problems in the last sort of few months. He's obviously going through a difficult time, and like he said,
takes a lot for him to say that as well.
It does take a lot for him to say that, and it's nice that players do come out and say that sort of thing. And Jesse Lingard's one of those players who has been, obviously he's had these off the field problems, but on the pitch he was, I wouldn't necessarily say scapegoated, but he was pointed to a lot in that early part of the season as the players who weren't necessarily pulling their weight in the first team for United. You've seen that kind of comment and seeing the reaction when he came off. Do you feel a bit of sympathy for Jesse Lingard over the last few months?
I think because the way Jesse is and his personality in the obviously on the social media and the way he is in the dressing room, I think he was always going to get it one if his performances wasn't correct or up to standard, because he's a big personality. So I think the fans look at him like, you can do all the talking on social media, you can do this, can do that. Like, okay, go and back it up. So I think that's why obviously he got the stick that he got. But when you've got stuff like that going on, no one obviously knew about that stuff. So it takes a lot for him to come out, which we talk about obviously like mental health and stuff like that. So he's been brave enough to come out, speak out about it. And then obviously people know the reasons. Obviously he said Ollie supported him during that time, but obviously there's a lot more to life than football, isn't there, at the end of the day. So let's not jump on him. He's United, isn't he? He's through and through. He's come through the system.
The sad thing is as well that it's, he comes out and he talks about stuff like that, but a lot of people don't really, like you said, there's a lot more important things than football, but not everyone sees that, and people he's using it as an excuse, and you see some people on Twitter and on social media who are sort of almost using that against him, the fact that he's willing to talk about these sorts of problems.
I think that he wasn't, I think he was being asked to do things he wasn't.
He's very brave.
What he was meant to, on the pitch as well. I don't think he was put in the right position. I think he was trying to make him the creator, which he never is. I think the thing is, he had a couple of good games in the middle of the season. I think the Tottenham game at home and then the City game away.
Of energy, hasn't he?
He's so good at doing that job of the pressing and things like that. And then you've seen tonight a couple of just one-touch passes around the corner, not doing anything too fancy. He does thrive, and I think that the whole point was he was asked to do more. He was asked to try and break teams down, which isn't what Jesse Lingard's ever going to do for United. And hopefully he gets another run in the team. I think he's staying now. I think all the things that's happening, I think he's going to stay.
Yeah, I hope he stays.
And he's been getting a couple of chances to win at the end of the season, and he's scored 2 goals in his last 2 games. Yeah. Cameron with the super chat says, you can't really criticise players who haven't played competitively for ages just to come back in and go, score 8. People need to be realistic. Do you think that 2-1, even though LASK aren't great, it was a bit of a dead game? You can't really expect too much more from a team that's not played much football in 5 months.
I think they've done well there tonight. I think they've
job done in it.
As we said.
All right, they looked bright in the first half. Didn't look impressive on the ball or anything. Looked okay. The energy was up, and then second half, a little bit of quality here and there, which is what they showed. But
I think the tempo raised in the second half.
Definitely.
Tempo raised in the second half, definitely.
Yeah. Right, that's going to be all from us. United are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. No surprises there then. We're going to be back covering all of that build up to the game on Monday. We've got loads of stuff coming out for the rest of the week. So
Tier 1 podcast tomorrow.
Tier 1 podcast coming out
Get the
tomorrow with Ronaldo and with Jay. Make sure you check that out. There's another great guest on there. So that's
Class.
Ronaldo. Alex, thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Mate.
And Ryan, thank you very
No
much for
problem,
coming in
mate.
tonight. Make sure you check out RH Elite Coaching on Twitter
Nice one.
and
Thanks for having me.
YouTube as well. The links should be in the description. If they aren't, search them and you'll find them. You
Top
know,
man
you know how
job.
the
Thank
internet
you,
works at this point. Man United are through, like I said, to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. It's all right, isn't it?
It's all right.
Brilliant. Job done.
Job done.
See you in a bit.
Job's good.